Hey guys, welcome to another week. Hope you guys had an amazing weekend. So it's about time for the market to open, and as usual, as we always do, I know by trade we always drop one video per week, one video recording per week for the sake of people that couldn't participate in our webinar. So let's get straight into it. Right. So our choice of interest this week is going to be the GBP Of course, there's a lot of opportunities in the market, but the pounds USD is an area of interest. Why? Because the UK economy just opened up back, and we expect some kind of interesting moves in their market, especially when they're just getting out of the lockdown. So let's get straight to it. The monthly time frame, what can we see right here? As usual, we have three zones. You can see the upper, the mid range, and the lower zone. So what do we see? We actually saw the prices in between the mid range zone and the lower zone. So what did we do? Right? We identify our different zones again. The zone within the zone, which is what I regard as the the mini zones, right? In between. So what can we see right here? Clearly, with what you can see right here, you can see the market has been trending down from the monthly time frame. You can see the lower lows, the lower highs, and at this point right here, the price broke this trend line, right? And since then, price has been trying to make the move to the next level. So we anticipate a major push to the next level, about 540 pips more, for the price to reach the mean drain zone. This is the mean drain zone right here. So without wasting not much information to watch on the monthly time frame, let's move into the weekly time frame to see how the market has reacted, weeks before now, right? So few weeks before now, you can see the price actually broke this key level, I think January 10, and ever since then prices moved to the upside. And what did happen right here? A lot of people are taking profit from the 161.8 Fibonacci extension level, right? So we expected the profit taking, and the profit taking is going to force prices to make the push to the downside, right, before we get the next phase of push to the upside. So whatever that happened right at this level are all an exhaustion, right? A pullback, a phase of rest, as regards to whatever you want to call it, right? So what did price do right here? So what do we do to understand when price is going to move next? I think last week, we actually made some very beautiful peeps, about 320 peeps on this pair, actually, that we closed that swing. So what did we do? We actually saw price making a low, right? At this level, price started to make a low. You can see the next low, the next low, the next low. So what do we do right here? We brought out our the Fibonacci right on this level, right to the topmost candle where the price got to before the profit taking. This is just a weak a fake out, or whatever we want to call it, right? So we expected the support to get on this level. And what happened 2 weeks ago? We had a very strong bullish engulfing candles right here, and we had this push right here that went as much as this level to smash it out on our TP at 320 pips last week. So now we want to seek for more opportunities in the market, right? So the overall reveals the fact that the market is still very bullish, extremely bullish, very bullish right now. So what do we expect? Let's go to the daily time frame to amplify things further. So on the daily time frame, what do? We identify our key zones, right? So we have the level, we have the lower level, the upper level. And if you could recall from people that traded alongside with us last week, actually we got in right here from 2 weeks ago, and we actually smashed our TP really good, right? So prices at this level right here, price made the rejection, right? So we have the daily zone right here. So what is the opportunity? We don't actually know what is going to be happening, but one thing we could tell for sure is that when price got to that top, what has price established? Price has established the fact that this was the point where the taking profit levels got into the market. So what did price establish, right? After the taking profit, this prices started to move on the lower lows, the lower high structure, right, to form into the retracement. So when price got here, what do? We have a double exhaustion on a very strong area of support, previous area of resistance right here, turning support. So what do we have right here? What we have right here is simple. Price broke this retracement structure. So what information are we having here? We're already starting to have the information that price has broken the last lower high. And what do we expect price to do? Price may make another pullback, using the Fibonacci level. Then we may be having the next phase of push at least to this level again, and take our profit from this level, potentially, if we could find an entry point, then maybe we could continue, the move and keep making a move to the upside. So that has already been established. So let's go down to the 4 hours time frame where we're going to be having more clarity. So what happened on the 4 hours time frame, right? So how do we know price is going to start, rejecting? Number one, after price started to move, we can see the price started to move on a push. If you could recall, we're going into our entry somewhere around this point, right? So we saw the push, we saw the higher low right here to reject out the 61.8 Fibonacci. Let me bring the Fibonacci out, right? The 61.8 Fibonacci right on this level. And after price got into the Fibonacci, what do we have? We have the strong push that went straight to eat our TP last week, right? So now what do we have in short? What we have in short is simple, right? The push to the upside, right? We saw price making a move, right? And why price was pushing to the upside, we had already had the break of this, trend line to the downside, right? So after price made this push right here, we're gonna bring out our Fibonacci to understand what's in on this level. So apart from the fact that before we even put the Fibonacci into consideration, we want to identify the fact that this is a very strong mean range zone. What makes it a very strong mean range zone, right? You can see the buy sensitivity, turn sell sensitivity, turn buy sensitivity, turn sell sensitivity on this level. So we brought out our blue zone to identify that key level. But then what do we see right here? We brought out the Fibonacci right on this level last week, and we expect price to make a rejection right here. And we saw the rejection happening. Another thing we did again was bring out the Fibonacci, the old Fibonacci to this level just to mark out the key zone. So we understand the fact that price has all of this zone from this level to this level to reject, right? We don't know where. But what we can do is the fact that when it rejects, all we have to do is to react and take advantage of what price is doing. So far, so good. Price got on this level. It gave us a very strong pin bar. You can see, you guys can see strong pin bar before it's give us the bullish engulfing candle, and we have the next 4 bullish engulfing candle to have a sudden exhaustion to the downside, and the last candlestick that closed as a strong bullish candle. So what do we have in essence? What we have in essence is the fact that we are going to bring out this trend line, right? So one thing we know is that if this trend line right here happens to break to the upside, right, then we could be having a trade opportunity to this level. So how many pips to check if it's worthy of a trade? I mean, this is about 130 plus pips, in game. So now to escalate things further, let's go to the 1 hour time frame. So we've established the fact that price may be rejecting right on this level. Okay, so price rejecting right on this level could mean one thing, right? We could be having an entry opportunity. So the first thing, let's bring out the trend lines, which is going to be amplified more. So one thing we know for sure is the price is on a level right now. You can see the level the price is rejecting, right here, right? So one thing we know, what is going to be our key confirmation right on the 1 hour time frame, right? We're anticipating price to make the, a face of push to the upside, right? So now we bring out, so now after price, got to our TP last week, which was, this eye, you guys can see is right here. It started to make the push to the downside. So on the 1 hour time frame, we mapped out the structure. So what structure do we have right here? We can see the lower lows, we can see the lower highs right here. Then we can see the lower lows right here, right? We can see price making the lower highs right here, right? We can see price making a low that is higher than the previous low. So it tells us something. It rings a bell that price may be finding the upward momentum, but we can't confirm that it's not a fact yet, right? What is going to make it a fact? What's going to make it a fact is the fact that when price breaks the last lower high, that means we could be having a strong injection into the market. So what is our anticipation for this week? If we see price make the break above this level, definitely we're going to be looking for a buy opportunities right here. So to the upside. So that means after price hit or TP, we have the first phase of buyer's injection right here. We have the second phase of buyer's injection right here. Then after price breaks, what's the first confirmation? Break of this downward trend line, this bearish trend line, and break of this last high, right? To find the third injection right into this level. So if we can find that into that level, then definitely we can be having a trade. So what is the setup I'm going to possibly be looking at next week? What's the setup I'm going to possibly be looking at next week? You understand? I'm looking at a push. I'm looking at, first of all, a break of the trend line confirmation one. Number two, a break of the resistance that we could be having an exhaustion right on this level. Then the next phase of push, down to this level. So definitely we're going to be looking at this pair. We're going to be looking at how price react to this. And fundamentally, the pound is still on a very strong bullish, move fundamentally, right? The economy is just opening back up, people going out, businesses running in, investors confidence is coming back into, the UK zone, and definitely we expect some very good fundamentals. And regarding the fact that, the USD is standing a risk of, inflation going forward, so it's making investors skeptical of the USD right now, which could actually pose as a very strong driving force for, the risk asset, which is the pounds in this case. So thank you guys so much. We're going to be looking at this. If you enjoyed this video, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe to a YouTube channel at No Bad Trade Forex. You can join our Telegram at No Bad Trades on Telegram, and our Instagram, follow our Instagram at No Bad Trade. Thank you guys so much, and I wish you guys a beautiful week ahead.